Hello and welcome. If you haven't been here before, my name's Marie and this is my yarn journey. Now this video is something a bit different. I decided, as it's my week off and I'm going to get quite a lot of knitting time, which is going to be fantastic, I'm going to tackle some of my languishing whips and I'm going to see how many I can knit in this next week. So I thought it'd be nice to take you along. So hope you enjoy this different, more vloggy style video. And yeah, in the next one, I will show you what I've got in the basket, because all my whips are in the basket here. And I will show you what's in there. Well, good morning. It's now Sunday. Got back home last night, and if you've watched my other video, I only took one project away with me, and this was it. And this is, I'll show you this first because this is my most recent cast on, and this is the Night Lights by Andrea Mowry, which I feel like I keep saying on so many videos at the moment. And I put a progress keeper in and that's what I've knitted on. So since I started this challenge and also while I've been away, and that's with these two yarns. Not even at the halfway point yet with that. So that's whip number 1 to be hopefully worked on this week. I'm just going to go through these as I come to them. I think this is all my active whips at the moment. I could be wrong, but I've managed to kind of stuff everything down the side. The only two that I'm not going to mention is my blankets. They are long term and I won't be expecting to get any of those finished this week. Again, this is another one you've seen recently, and this is my Mermaid Avenue socks by Summer Lee in the gingerbread house yarn by the Copper Kettle, and I've just started the heel flap on sock number 1. I haven't decided yet, and I was just having a think about it while I was setting the camera up, how I want to work this. You know, do I want to... I'm leaning towards carrying on what I normally do in my knitting these days, is just follow what brings me joy. I'm hoping that if I get enough significant progress on these, my treat at the end of the week is going to be casting on something new. And what I'm thinking is I'll take clips each day up until a Friday, which is when the podcast is out normally, and this will be the normal Friday video. And then next weekend I'll be able to then maybe cast on 1 or 2 new things, which will be very exciting. This is Summer Lee's colourwork cuff. It's the August 2024. Is that right? Keep getting the years mixed up these days. Well, it was last year's. The first one that came out, because she just brought out volume 2, and that's done in a sock yarn by Lizzie Bird Yarns, and it was a sock set called Victoriana. These are the colours, looking a bit of a state now from being in here. So I've finished sock 1 and I have cast on just the cuff there. Not sure if I've finished the cuff actually. Let's have a look. No, not quite finished that cuff. I'm not sure if I'm feeling colour work, to be honest, so who knows if I'll work on those this week. And I'm quite disappointed with I've been put off my colourwork socks at the moment because I was struggling to get the tension right in a way that meant the sock could fit over my heel, but the ankle wasn't too baggy. So that's something that I need to come back to at some point. But as you know, I've still not figured out my vanilla sock exactly to the way that I'm happy with it. We're getting there though. Okay, and this is, you've seen this recently because I'm using this as my editing project, and this is my scarf for my partner. Love working on this, but it is very, very, very slow going. I don't feel I'm making any progress. So what I will do is if I pick up any of these projects, whatever I decide to work on, I will stick in a progress keeper, and then you can see. Actually, did I put one in here? I can't remember because I did knit on this yesterday. Whenever. Oh yes, I did. There you go. I'll just show you this now. Not done very much, but that's what I did when I was editing the podcast on Friday. It's just such an easy one just to knit on because I don't even have to think about it. Okay, this is the Ostara tank by Tanis Lavelle, and you will have seen this recently. It has been blocked. I've still got my ends to weave in. On a cord at the moment. I'd run out of yarn and I wasn't happy with the length, so I did end up buying another one, and I'm hoping with it being a commercial yarn that's going to be okay. I'll sort of fade it in with what I've got left here, which is this little nugget. This is another one that would be very nice to get finished this week. Yeah, I think what puts me off this is the thought of getting it back on the needles, but it isn't a hard task, is it really? And with that being a recent one, that would be nice to have to wear. I'm sure if I dedicated, you know, morning or an afternoon, that would be soon finished. Next project, this is my lovely coffee shop bag, as I call it, from my creative garage. Use this one all the time. I absolutely love it. It's a very, very big bag, this one. It's a large one. Lovely leather strap on the side to hold it with. And in here is, and I've got the needle ready actually in there, which is quite, oh, there we go, let me have a look. Yep, I've got my needles ready, so I've got no excuse for this one. And it's DK weight, so it will be quite a good knit. There's something wrong there. I've just noticed a mistake on, no, I know what it is. It's where I've attached my, let me just check that. Yeah, no, nothing to worry about there. Just where I've attached my new ball, and I just need to adjust my tension. Would happen to be right on the front in the middle, but I can sort that out when I sew my ends in. And here we are. This is the No Frills sweater, which I think is going to be an absolutely lovely staple. Highly recommend the yarn I've used for this. And I know I've said it before, and I've not blocked this yet or worn it, so I can't say how it wears. But it's this Drops Lima mix. And it's 65% wool, I think, and 35% alpaca. And it's a lovely blend. Very, very soft already. So I can imagine it will be soft. It may well pill, who knows. But so far, this has worked up lovely. It's very nice to knit on. I've got one sleeve to do, which I can't imagine will take me too long. And this is definitely one of the ones that I want to tackle this week. I've got all my light bulb stitch markers in for my decreases for my sleeves. And I've got my needles there, so I don't even have to think about it. Just need to pick up the stitches, which shouldn't be too hard. Got them held on a cord there. And it'd be nice to have this new sweater ready for winter. It's going to be very casual, you know, cozy, everyday wear sort of sweater, which will be nice to have in the wardrobe. And then also I can finish up the that series that I've done of the no frills. I think what stopped me at that point was, in my mind, I knew that anyone that was following the no frills tutorials could actually knit the whole sweater to the point that I'm there. But I really do need to do that last video. It won't take me too long. And I should have the time this week. But I need to knit the sleeve first so that I can do a try on, show that, block it while it's this lovely hot weather as well. So that's a potential to be done very soon, but it's just like, it seems a little bit like it's not exciting, it's boring, it's that last sleeve, which is always what happens to me with projects. I have all the enthusiasm in the beginning, and then generally it gets to joining under the arm where there's a lot of knitting and I lose steam, unfortunately. But for me, I'm not doing too bad, and I've not got too many crazy whips on the needles. I think the thing is, I find summer knits, I get through them quite well, so they knit up quite quickly, so they're on the needles and off, and I work on them pretty much monogamously most of the time. And yeah, anyways, that was a bit of a tangent, but yeah, definitely on the list. I definitely want to do that no frills if I can. And I would absolutely love to do the thumb on this mitten. These are, I think they're called the Winter Star mittens, and I can't remember who they're by. Absolutely stunning pattern. I did make a modification, which I did because of Florence Miller had done this. And I added a Latvian braid to the bottom. Very, very simple to do, not difficult at all. And these turned out absolutely stunning, these mittens, and I can't wait to have the finished object. They will be great in winter. I'm sure I said that last winter. I can't remember when I cast them on, but it's been a while. And I'm using a Bird Street yarn, which actually came as 250-gram skeins, like wound together, and it looked really, really pretty, and it's called a mitten mix. Great for colour work mittens. I'm not sure if they actually do those in their shop anymore, but I thought it was a fantastic idea. Oh yes, and this is another pair of socks, which I think I can tell you why this is languishing. I think I've finished my flap, actually, my heel flap, but what happened was, oh yeah, and I think I'd sewed in my oh, I've just realised what I can do here. It's not been knitting, it got caught in the first stitch there. Fantastic, that's even better news. I'm going to take that off, actually. Just put it on the side there so I don't lose it. Right, yes, I don't know if you remember when I showed it last time, but I thought I knitted in my beginning of round marker, but by accident, but it looks so it just got caught and picked up the yarn, so that's good news. But yeah, with these, I think what I need to do is actually try them on. I saw this pattern and absolutely loved it, but I think I was worried that these were going to be a bit big and baggy on the leg, and they just look a bit weird, don't they? Don't know if anyone else thinks that. But these are, now I can't remember the name of them. They are, again, a pattern from Summerlee, unfortunately. Well, not unfortunately, I love her patterns, so, you know, I'm knitting a lot of them at the moment, and because I've been trying to get the consistency and, you know, perfect my sock fit for me, as I keep saying, sorry, is I want to keep following the same base pattern, and then as I slowly tweak that base pattern, it will get better and better for me, and then I'll be able to keep using that base pattern no matter what socks I'm knitting. I just think that's going to help with consistency. And the last project is this one. And this is beautiful Willow Bay bag, and this is an Advent project, not last year's Advent, the year before. And this is the wow, that seems to be on a very long cable, sorry, distractions. This is my Advent from For the Love of Yarn, which is a Scottish dyer. I think she's based, is it Glasgow or maybe? And I got her Advent and decided to make the Daft Days cardigan by Rebecca Clow. And I've done the body, as you can see. And I'm just working on the first sleeve. Now I did finish the first sleeve, and don't know if I did the ribbing of the sleeve, but I definitely finished the sleeve. And it was too tight and I wasn't happy with it. So what I've actually done is I've gone back and I've picked up the number of stitches for the size up in the sleeve, and I am hoping that that will mean that this will fit me much better. What was putting me off getting started again on this originally was that I was worried that I wouldn't have enough yarn, because I'm using minis and I'd already done one sleeve, and that first sleeve I'd obviously cut my yarns. I was worried that I had would be playing yarn chicken and it would all be a disaster and I wouldn't have enough. Turns out I think I'm going to be absolutely fine. And yeah, I'm just working my way down here. When I get started on this pattern, it's relatively easy to do, and it would be nice to have this off the needles. I really loved how the colours came together on this, and I think it's going to be a lovely, soft, beautiful I can't remember what the makeup was of the For the Love of Yarn. I think it was merino cashmere. It was something nice anyway. And the other yarn that I'm using is Filcolana Peruvian Highland Wool in this dark grey colour. And I just think, again, this will be a lovely item to have finished off the needles. So I've only got, well, I've got two main larger garments, then I've got this summer top. They're the only three big ones I've got on the needles. Other than that, it's just 3 socks and a pair of mittens. The mittens, I've only done the first one and I've not done the thumb. I don't think they were too slow to get done. And then obviously I've got my current cast on and project. So I think really what I need to do is get this picked up at some point today. Try and get working on this, and then I can get those videos recorded and done for you, or for whoever's watching those. And then next would probably be to do this. But we shall see. It's my week off. I want to enjoy the knitting while feeling like I'm achieving something. And if I can get myself to work on a few of these projects, I don't think I'm going to be strict about it. I'm just going to think, right, what should I do today, sort of thing. And if I get a few of them further on, that would be great. If I get a few finished, even better. Because it would be nice to get the whips down so they can fit in my basket. I've got less on the go. I'll be able to retain more of the information about the projects and not be thinking when I pick them up, what am I doing on this one? But you know, don't hold me to that. I do tend to you know, cast on. But this is the best I've been so far, I'd say, of my knitting journey. I do get carried away and cast loads on. But there you have it, they're all here. And what I'll do is I'll probably update you later tonight with any progress of what I do. And I'll keep putting progress keepers in stuff so we can see what I achieve before Friday. Well, it's Tuesday. I haven't picked up the camera, I don't think, since Sunday. I definitely didn't record anything yesterday. It was my dad's birthday and we went to the cinema. We watched Weapons, which was, if you like horror films, not normally my genre, but my partner is very much into films and he normally picks what we go to watch at the cinema. To say I was on the edge of my seat through the whole entire film is probably a true representation. But yeah, it's definitely worth a watch. Very gripping, but if you don't like horrors, don't bother. I was jump scared quite a few moments in the film. It was pretty intense throughout. So yeah, I can't quite remember where I left things. By now, obviously, you probably will have seen what I did up until I came home on Saturday evening, and that might be the last time that I picked up the camera. Oopsie. So I'm going to let you know what I've worked on. I've also finished my book. Highly recommend it if you want a cosy read with a happy ending, and this was a very, very enjoyable one. I'd definitely read books by this author again. Just wanted to let you know that. So while I was editing the video that went up on Sunday, which was the what I knit at the Bankside, go and watch that if you haven't. It's a bit more of a vlog style video. I knit on my partner's scarf. As you can see, it's very slow going progress, but it's progress nonetheless. And actually, what I probably need to do, oh no, I better leave it on because I'll be doing some editing this week and I want to know what I've done in the full week. And then I did work a little bit on my night lights over the weekend, as you know, but I've done a few rows since then. There's my marker, that's what I've done. I'm on my second ball of this one, Lana Gatto. I can't remember, don't know how to pronounce that. This is how wide we are at the moment. It is curling in a bit because of the I-cord, but I'll wait to block it until the end. I don't have a steamer, so you know. And yeah, so I think I've done a few rows, but then yesterday afternoon, I think it was, I thought, right, come on Marie, you need to get on with some of these other whips because you're supposed to be getting through some whips this week and clearing the needles, and you haven't picked any others up. So can we all remember what's in here? Oh, it's that way round. Definitely a very good size, that coffee bag, great for sweaters. And ta-da! I have started the second sleeve and I'm very, very pleased. As you can see, I am transferring my light bulb stitch markers. I'm not recording the process of me knitting this sleeve because I've already put a video out on my Learn to Knit series showing how I do the first sleeve. So what I'm going to do is get this finished and then I will just do a little video of me trying on before and after block and show you me blocking it. It's just so that I've seen it through to the end and you can see how it turns out. Let's just have a look at these increases on here. So for those of you that haven't seen the no frills before, I am knitting it in drops Lima, and so far highly recommend this. It's 65% wool, 35% alpaca. I've got 3 50-gram balls left, which should be plenty for the sleeve. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I've got 11 decreases left to do. Now I've done this since yesterday, and I'm pretty, was it yesterday? Or was it this? Do you know what? I can't even remember. Yeah, it was yesterday at some point I did this, but I've made good progress. I'm almost halfway through the sleeve, and every time I do a decrease, the amount of stitches goes down. I already had the needles ready in my bag. I hadn't put them away, so that made it even easier. Apologies for the wet hair in this shot, but I have literally had a very lazy morning. I've been knitting on this. I've been enjoying watching YouTube. I was watching Sam's vlog, which I thoroughly enjoy all her vlogs. As soon, I love watching them as soon as they're out, or the day or two after they're out. I just find them super interesting to watch. And then I was watching Acre Homestead, Becky. Now, for anyone who hasn't watched her videos, I've watched her for years now. She does gardening because she has a homestead, and she does raised beds. She has a lot of cooking, a lot of preserving, and I have watched her since her channel started. Her channel is really big now, and rightly so. She is she's one of those. I love cooking anyway, so I've cooked many of her recipes and they always turn out delicious. She's inspired me a lot with my cooking, and yeah, she's just a great cozy watch. And I tend to do this thing with her videos where I come back to them every 3 weeks or every month or so, and she puts the video out every other day, I think it is, most of the time, and I just binge watch them all. And that's what I've been doing this morning. They were going on about their beekeeping. And there's a couple of other channels that I watch every week. Irish Homestead, which is an English couple who've gone and set up in Ireland and bought a property, and they're renovating that. And what else? Oh, and Jude Rewilding. I really enjoy his content, and his videos are only short, 20 minutes, but it's once a week. I missed that this week because he was having a week off. Very rude of him, if you ask me. Anyways, yes, so I'm going to carry on with this sleeve. This afternoon I am going to a knit group, so I will probably take this with me because it's very easy to knit on. I don't need to look at the pattern because I've got my light bulb stitch markers on here that I'm transferring. I'll know exactly when I've come to the point to stop those decreases. Just need to attach another ball now. Yeah. What am I going to do next? I'm not really sure, and I'm out tonight for tea with my friend, which will be nice. So that's all I wanted to update you on, and I'll come back to you when I've made some more progress. Hopefully I can get something off the needles this week. We shall see. I'm still trying to keep it chill, still trying to enjoy, and just knit what brings me joy. So apologies if I look a little bit tired today, but I didn't get much sleep last night. Unfortunately, I don't know how or what's happened, but I have hurt my knee, and yeah, every 2 hours last night the pain was waking me up. I ended up with a hot water bottle at 3:30 this morning which did help me nod back off and get a few hours sleep. But yeah, I feel absolutely shattered now. But despite the tiredness, there has been some progress today, and I thought I would update you. I'm really pleased to say that I have finished my No Frills by Petiteknit, made out of the Drops Lima Purple mix. And yeah, it's finally off the needles. I had one full sleeve to knit, and I've done that. Didn't really take me too long. I worked on it a lot yesterday. This morning I just had the ribbing to do, so I did that. Did my stretchy bind off, and I am going to get it blocked in the morning. I won't be doing that today. Just carrying on with knitting this afternoon and evening. We have been out today, so I did this and then we went out for a walk with the dog around a local park, and then we went for lunch. But yeah, it feels really nice to have the no frills off the needles at last, and I will now be able to do the final little part of the beginner knitter series video, which I'll also record in the morning when I get this block. But I have sewn in my ends, which is great. I think that's going to be a lovely warm cozy sweater for the autumn winter season. And then I did allude to the fact that I will be picking up my Ostara tank next, but when it actually came to it, I decided to pick up my Daft Days. Now, this is my Daft Days cardigan by Rebecca Clow of the Cray Bear, and I will try my best to show you what it's looking like at the moment. I do think the colour combinations have turned out wonderful on this. Now, I can't for the life of me remember who I got oh, I know who it was. It was Amanda from Birch and Lilly. She did a darker version of her Daft Days cardigan, so I decided to get this darker grey base, which is the Peruvian Highland wool from Vilcalana, and I am using my 2023 For the Love of Yarn Advent, and I've got my colours here that I've got left to use on the sleeve that I'm doing. Now, just a refresher for you, I did the first sleeve and it was way too tight. I wasn't happy with it. She does say in the pattern that you may need to go up in needle size to achieve gauge for the sleeves, but she does mention that they are more fitted in this pattern. Now, I've got a bit of a chunkier top arm compared to my overall size of my body. I find it with normal clothes that I buy, so I wasn't surprised, but it was more fitted than would be comfortable for me to wear. So what I ended up doing is that, because I think I'd done all the stripes, and I put it on the back burner for a while because I was worried I wouldn't have enough yarn. So bear in mind that I've done the body and I've used my minis for the stripes there, and then I had knit the first sleeve and used my minis in that. And I was thinking that maybe because I'd cut the yarn, I wouldn't have enough to then rip it back and do the sleeves again, but it seems like I'm going to have plenty. It doesn't take up as much as you would envisage in 4 rows, because it's a 4-row repeat for this pattern. So it looks very effective, this pattern. It's a broken, kind of like a broken rib, sort of, but you're slipping stitches. And it's very, very effective when you use the different colours for the stripes. Really pleased how it's turning out. Looking forward to having the finished garment. And yeah, it's the only thing I would say is that it's quite I wouldn't say it's a dense fabric, but it's quite stiff when I'm working with it, so I'm finding it's not flowing. And I have changed my cord a few times while doing this sleeve, but I've looked back on the pattern. Thankfully, I have made notes on there, and I actually managed to pick up enough stitches on my second attempt to do the sleeves for not the next size up, but the one after that. So 2 sizes bigger than what I knit for the body size. Now, I've not tried it on since I picked it back up. And I've actually knit, I've only knit a little bit because it's not, like I say, it's not flowing as well as I would like. Although, like I say, the pattern's very Moorish and very simple to do. I started at this pink stripe here. So I'm on about my 4th stripe since I picked it up. These are the colours that I've got left to do. And then I'll have the other sleeve, and then I'll have the button band to knit. So yeah, just cracking on with this one. I just thought straight away I fancied after getting this finished, it spurred me on to get another big project off the needles. I thought, I know this video will be going out Friday, but I have up until the end of Sunday before I've got a busy work week again. So fingers crossed. You know, it's Wednesday now. Do we think I could get this one finished as well? It'd be nice if I could, wouldn't it? But who knows? I still think the Ostara will be the next one. I haven't got any... Have I got any other... I think that's my last larger project. I think then it's just the scarf and the socks. So yeah, it'll be nice to have the needles more clear. I haven't been that way for a long time. Yeah, that's all I wanted to let you know for now. Well, hello, it's Thursday. I can't believe this week's going so fast. A little bit dull and overcast today, but it's pleasant. I think it's going to get up to about 20, so I thought it's around lunchtime, I thought I'd come out and do a bit of knitting in the garden while it's still warm, because that won't be lasting for too much longer now in the UK, I don't think. And just wanted to give you a quick update really. Last night I did do a few rows on this, just spent about an hour knitting on it before I went to bed last night. This is the Night Lights by Andrea Mowry. That's just what I felt like knitting on. Most of my time knitting yesterday was on this one, which is my Daft Days cardigan. I'm working on the first sleeve, and I'd say I'm about halfway through my stripes. Hope you can see out here, but I started on this pink stripe here, so it's not very fast going, which I'm surprised at, because it's not a difficult pattern. It's just essentially a rib, but it's just, like I say, it just doesn't seem to be flowing, whatever it is with the needle size and the yarn combination. For me, I'm finding it a bit tough going. That's why I stopped last night and decided to just pick up my Night Lights, because I thought my hands were hurting a bit. I didn't want to, you know, potentially cause any more injuries, because this week I don't know what's been going on, but my body has given up, showing my age I think. So I think it was Tuesday my knee started playing up. I don't know what I've done to it, but I couldn't bend my knee basically without it being very, very painful. That then meant, for some unknown reason, and I don't know why, but on Tuesday night, throughout the night, I was awake every couple of hours in pain with my knee. I couldn't get comfortable. For some reason in bed it seemed to flare up. It was that painful that it was waking me up, even though I was taking ibuprofen, and I ended up with a hot water bottle, I think about 3 in the morning, to try and give me some relief so I could get to sleep. So yeah, I was quite shattered yesterday, and then it did ease up a bit throughout the day, but I couldn't really bend it. I still can't fully bend it, but it's definitely easing. Lo and behold, I wakes up this morning at 4 o'clock in the morning, and my neck's gone, it's really stiff, hurting, painful, and I couldn't get back to sleep. Again, I ended up with a hot water bottle on my neck this time. Ended up downstairs on the sofa at 5 in the morning. I did actually manage to nod off for another couple of hours, so, you know. I cannot believe it. This just shows you, doesn't it, that I'm not active enough. I think that's the body saying I'm not doing enough at the moment. So I think I need to sort that out. Anyways, I'm just about to get going with the knitting, and I think what I'm going to do, because last night when I got to the point where I'd had enough on my Daft days, and with me realising, because of my hands, and then realising that that's not a project that I'm going to be able to be speeding through like I thought, oh, we could potentially have another one of these big garments off the needles. Doesn't look like that's going to be the case. So what I thought was best to do is make sure I know I've got my night lights, and I can pick that up, but the other thing I thought was I need to get this on the needles, and this is my Ostara tank. This won't take me long, I don't think. I've just noticed on here as I've picked it up that this yarn, if you don't know, it is this one which I got in Rome. It is Linen Natural Select. Now it's 47% linen and 53% cotton. It's quite a splitty yarn. Now I've just noticed in one of the rows right at the top of the shoulder here, I have not caught all the strands of the yarn. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a light bulb stitch marker in here now, because I've seen it. And what that means is that when I come to sew in my ends, I can fix it and make sure that that doesn't come undone. It's very annoying when that happens, when you have a splitty yarn. It's quite an easy thing to do and miss. Okay, so hopefully that's now saved. I will actually have another look over this and just double check there's nowhere else that I've done that, because, you know, it can be fixed when I sew in my ends, and I've actually got an end up the top here, so I'll be able to use that to fix that. This has been blocked if you've not seen that video or that podcast. So yeah. And it's a lovely fit. I just need to get the length right, really. So yeah, that's my task now. So it's Friday and I thought I'd come on and just do a last little update. I thought I would have done more knitting since I last came and chatted to you, but it just seems that today, one thing and another, I haven't got much knitting done at all. None, in fact. So hopefully though, the rest of the day and evening I can get quite a bit done. Since you saw me in the last clip, I have just worked yesterday evening on my Ostara tank. apologies for the train. And I just put a progress keeper in so that I could show you how much I have done. I've not tried it on again yet, but I still don't think that that's going to be enough for it to be long enough. So I think I need to measure. So I'm going to do that now. Get the tape measure out. I normally aim to go around 12 inches in length. Oh, so probably I've got about another inch to do, and then I'll try it on. Now, the bottom of this Ostara tank in the pattern has a ribbing on, but I don't know if I've mentioned before, but I don't want to do the ribbing. I'm either going to do an I-cord edge to match the other edgings, or I'm just going to do a standard bind off. I'm thinking that mainly I'm going to be wearing it with the purple satin skirt I told you about, and I probably will tuck it in. But I just think I'll prefer to do that finishings rather than adding a rib to the bottom. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you tune in next week, because the end of my week off is Sunday evening, so I've still got a couple of days. I might get something else finished yet, who knows, and then I'll be able to update you in next week's podcast, you know, about what I've done. Like I say, I'm busy at work next week, so I won't get much done in the week, but hopefully I've still got, you know, all of Saturday, all of Sunday. I should still be able to make some good progress. So thanks very much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you next week. Bye.